Honorable Speaker, this record reflects the scale of responsibility borne by the National Assembly and underscores the need for careful planning as we move forward this session. And right, Honorable Speaker, we thank you for the leadership in steering the House through the fourth session and look forward to our very productive fifth session. Honorable members, the upcoming session presents a demanding legislative agenda alongside the implementation of a consequential budget that is designed to deliver on transformative national projects. Our legislative and oversight responsibility will be critical in ensuring that these projects move beyond policy and resource allocation, but are translated into tangible outcomes for our constituents. And as the clerk did indicate, I think on Thursday, the chair of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, the Honorable Atandi, will have a session, as well as the chair of the Finance and National Planning Committee, to take us through this very consequential budget. Noteworthy, it's good to mention that this year's budget may be the very last budget that will be consequential to you and to your constituents in this life of Parliament. Because as the clerk indicated, next year's budget, we will do it in the run-up to the elections, and definitely with campaigns coming in, we will not have good time to follow up, and many of us will be very busy in the constituencies. Therefore, this is the time to engage constructively and meaningfully, including the Honorable Mpuru Aburi and the Honorable Wamudende, who is newly elected, the Honorable Ndakwa. This budget will be the most consequential for your constituents. Therefore, I want to invite you to also make sure that when the Honorable Atandi is presenting, you are present. Honorable Speaker, some priority business for the fifth session includes consideration of the field development plan and product sharing contracts for Block T6 and T7 in South Lokicha, based in Turkana County. We also have the session of paper number 3 of 2025 on partial divestiture in Safaricom PLC by the government of Kenya. And the Honorable Robert Mbui has alluded to this divestiture and the privatization process that is ongoing, and invited us to make sure that as a House we offer meaningful oversight to make sure that the Kenyan people that we represent get value for their money and get value for the assets that our forefathers established in our country, so that as we divest, we make sure that the people of Kenya gain value for it. As you are aware, these matters were received towards the end of the fourth session and committed to relevant committees to conduct extensive public participation, and thereafter report to the House for consideration upon its resumption. And I must thank members of the Finance and National Planning Committee, members of the Debt and Privatization Committee, who have been working tirelessly throughout this recess period to make sure that they conduct meaningful, quantitative, and quality public participation that I see is going on until the 14th of February. And therefore, we do expect that we'll be tabling a report. And I want to invite you, honorable members, to interact with the report ahead of debate once it is tabled, and also take your time to invite your constituents and yourselves to attend the public participation exercises, because I want to believe that we all are elected by our constituents because they believed that we know better and we ought to know better, and therefore should be at the forefront in guiding them, so that we stem the culture that has permeated in our society and in our country today of misinformation and disinformation. The time to do it is now, and we must be at the forefront to lead from the front to make sure that we engage in a meaningful way with the committee as they do the public participation exercise that I said will go on until the 14th of February.